If you met the narcissist's new supply, would you tell them the truth about the narcissist? Or would you let them find out for themselves? This was my experience. DB wouldn't move on until I remarried, but then he moved on extremely fast. In fact, I have to tell you, he had one woman lined up to marry, and then suddenly he was marrying another one. I don't know what happened there, but it was weird. And when I asked him about it, he deflected. He wouldn't talk about it. Back to the video. He had enrolled both of the kids into baseball. They were about 5 years old now, maybe 6. And he arranged for me to get them from practice, and his new squeeze, Terry, was going to do the exchange. She was very confident and introduced herself with no lack of arrogance. I so wanted to tell her what she was getting herself into, but she didn't give me a chance. One of the first things she said to me was, "DB is such a wonderful man." As if I hadn't been married to him for 6 years. But she kept talking, and I knew that she was already too far gone. If I had told her the truth, she'd never believe me. I finally gave her a carefully worded answer which may not have been adequate. I said, "It's nice that you think so. He needs someone to think that." So Terry would marry DB, and they would intermingle their families, which was now 4 kids, and add a 5th. DB started having Terry deal with me so he didn't have to. Except for the fact that she talked too much, I was okay with not having to see DB. But soon she would be revealed to be his flying monkey and enabler. I won't go into details in this video, but she was a meddler, and we butted heads often. It turned out I didn't have to tell her how nutty DB was. The marriage lasted roughly 2 years. She was just as nutty as him, and the marriage violently flew apart. The final nail in the coffin was a drunken blowout that ended up with her being jailed. DB would pull the same hoovering ploys on her that he did on me, but they didn't work. She told me that DB would write her letters, just like he did with me, and she would tear them up. I gave her the advice to keep the letters for evidence in court, and she told DB that I told her that. So, of course, DB was mad at me for telling her that. I don't know how often I came up in arguments between her and DB, but I suspect it was quite a bit. When she told me about the impending divorce, she screamed at me, "Why didn't you warn me?" I would have gladly answered that question, but she didn't give me time to. She just kept talking. After she told DB what I was saying, I don't know why she thought she'd find an ally in me, but she would be disappointed. The moment Terry had met me would have been the opportunity to learn more about the man she was so in love with, but she was too arrogant and brainwashed to seek advice. Her arrogance bit her in the ass. Needless to say, she remarried very quickly after that. My intention to warn Terry about DB was not a selfish one. I was not jealous, and his moving on was in my best interest, as his jealousy had caused far too much chaos in my life. But as she was offering herself as a sacrifice for my peace, who was I to stop her? But the ironic part was that there was no peace. I now had a narcissist and a flying monkey to deal with. Have you tried to warn the new supply? What happened in your case? Please tell your story. If you could hit the like and subscribe buttons, I'd be forever grateful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.